Hey folks, so from that previous video on healing trauma, I got a question asking about how to forgive and getting past certain things. Now this is a tough one because depending on what kind of issues you've been through, you may need to hold on to being pissed off with the people, but the more you take responsibility for what has happened, because it's already happened, you can't take that bit back. So you can say, okay, this has happened, I can move on from there. Now if it's still happening and you need to get out of it, start making steps to get out of that. Start finding ways to get help. Do whatever you can to distance yourself from it. Obviously, the human, being such an amazing being, will create their own kind of defenses. I talked about it in the previous video. It's called the stupid friend sometimes because it could be a bad habit, but it gets you over what you need to get over. Or it distracts you from what you don't want to focus on. Now, there's a couple of psychotherapists where I think one was Brian Tracy, the other one was Jordan Peterson, who said something like, if something's bothering you mentally and just really disturbing you for more than 6 months, you need to find a way to get over it. Even could be professional help. It could be reading books on that specific topic. Let's think about it this way. Someone's done something wrong to you. Most probably you're holding on to it while they've carried on living their life. They don't even know what they've done. So you could address them. Obviously, there have been things in my life I really wished when I addressed that person that they would give me the closure that I needed, because the one who cut you would be the best person to heal you. But you don't always get that. So you have to take back that power and say, I'm not giving you that power to make me feel like this when you don't even know that it's bothering me and you've carried on living your life. Okay, let me tell you the story. 2009. Something happened during my meditation where I actually cried, and I don't cry that much. So then I started emailing and calling people who I thought hurt me, and I was holding on to them for so long. And I emailed them saying, look, if there's anything I've done to hurt you, please forgive me. Let me know if there's anything I can do, and all that. So the people who did me wrong, I asked them for forgiveness. And I'm going to try and put it in words, but basically I felt like I had held them hostage, because think of it as a stupid person doing a stupid thing, and you keep holding on to knowing that the person had no clue, is totally ignorant. Now, would a genius keep pointing at an ignorant person and say, yeah, you're stupid, you didn't do this, you don't know this? Obviously they don't know because they're ignorant. So, I asked them for forgiveness that way. I didn't tell them that though, because that time I didn't even realize. It just happened. I felt the need to let go, and the release I had, the peace I've had. Let's say, for example, there was one person, no matter what they said, they talked so much crap, so many lies, so much gaslighting, that it used to bother me. And I used to feel like I need to teach this person a lesson. I'm put on this planet to teach people like this a lesson. I'm not here to teach anybody a lesson but myself. I'm not... obviously, you have to teach people how to treat you, and I'll do a separate video on boundaries. Because if they cross your boundaries, then obviously you have to train them how you expect people to be in your reality. But that's a different story. In this case, they're just talking nonsense, and they're going to talk nonsense their whole life to whoever it is. So You can't go around with a pen and pencil or just tell them, no, this was wrong, that was wrong. I have my own life to live. So if someone's hurt you, you can address them, tell them this is what you did. Now also wording is very important. Don't do the you. So many people do this you and think that just because they are stating facts, it's okay to do that, when they're just adding more fuel to the fire. State what happened. Don't say you did this and I did this. State this is what happened. When I hear stories about me that are not true, then state how you feel. I feel this. So when this happens and I feel. So you do more me, I. If things get resolved just by addressing it, fantastic, carry on as you are. If they resist and it really matters that much to you, then I'm going to make a separate video on difficult conversations, because every now and then I've had to tell someone, look, these are the things that are happening. I'm not used to having that in my reality. So if it carries on, then we have to detach amicably, detach with love. But I can't be around you, or I don't want to be around people who are going to intentionally disrespect me that way. So you can have that kind of conversation, obviously talking it out with different people, seeing their different reaction. Always talk it out with someone who is not moved. Look for a friend, look for a family member, look for someone who is not moved by any kind of things you get offended by. You watch them and you're like, how can they just stay so cool? And talk to them, ask them, what do you see? There are times where my hypervigilance will be in overactive mode, and then my wife will be like, you're just driving, like, never know. You don't need to get so upset. So you'll get a different perspective from different people, and you want to get the right perspective from the right person. You don't want someone to trigger you more.